Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So a lot of white folks are still asking this question: why didn't black Americans show up at the hands-off protest? Well, this video is your answer if you're one of those white folks, because what many fail to realize is that when black Americans take to the streets, it doesn't become just a protest, it becomes a potential crime scene. So in this video, real voices, real experiences of black Americans laying out receipts. They are reminding us exactly what happens when they protest. From the trauma of Black Lives Matter demonstrations to the deep contrast with how the hands-off protests were labeled as peace. One thing is clear though, it was peace because black folks decided to stay home, not out of apathy, out of survival. Do you understand what that means? As one sister puts it in the first clip, black Americans need to continue existing, and when merely showing up can cost you your freedom, your safety, or even your life. The most powerful protest sometimes is silence. Did you know that? So for the white folks out there, watch this clip, then ask yourself this question once again. Would you show up at a protest if your life depended on it? Or would you stay home? Drop your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll see you at the end of this video to give my own 2 cents. Let's watch these clips together.
Why didn't black people show up to protest? So this was a question I received in my inbox, and I want to address it. And I'll give a little bit of a history lesson, but also I want to be careful in the way that I articulate it, because I don't want to be offensive, but I also need to be very blunt. Black people don't matter. Not to law enforcement, not to this administration. The police force was created, its initial inception was done to chase down black people, enslaved black people who escaped. They wrote laws and legislation. They said black people had a mental illness that made them want to escape slavery. They classified it as a mental illness, something wrong with our brains. And even as recent as the Civil Rights March, we saw tons of action, peaceful, non-violent action that was still met with scores of police officers and dogs, and we were hosed down in the streets. We were beat with batons. Our bodies did not matter then, and they don't matter now. Not to this administration. They would love nothing more than for black people to get out in the street, protest, so that they can declare martial law. It's not safe for us to protest. Can you imagine thousands of black people on the streets? Can you imagine us saying, hands off, that we matter? Can you imagine what that would actually look like? What that would look like, what the video footage would show. I can guarantee you it will not show police officers blockading the street so that we can protest peacefully. It will not show police officers walking hand in hand with protesters. The headlines will read something like, rioters overtake the city. Looters are not welcome in our area. Even if there are no riots, no one is looting. The storyline is different when there are black bodies involved, because black lives don't matter, not in the way that they should. It's not safe for us to be in the streets. It's not safe for us. It's not safe for our country. And honestly, 92% of black women, 80% of black men said absolutely not. And I don't know what it was. I don't know what clicked. We didn't have a meeting. There was no Zoom call. But on Wednesday, November the 6th, we all woke up and we decided to sit down. Because see, black people have been fighting. We have been fighting for hundreds of years. One of the kids' books, I'll do a review on it. One of the kids' books that me and my children have gone over, it is called Born on the Water. And it talks about chattel slavery and how the greatest form of resistance was to keep existing. That's what black people are doing. We are continuing to exist. And for us, at this point, that means sitting back so that we can continue to exist.
Message to, I hate this word, white people. I hate that word, and I hate black people, because my skin is not black, as you can see, and your skin is not white. The reason why black people are not out protesting in numbers, obviously there's a big difference when black people protest versus white, as we saw in the Black Lives Matter protests. Places being burned, people being shot, people being jailed, people being hurt. You guys are out there, and it's like a big family reunion. The reason why we're not out there is not because we're afraid of being physically harmed. The reason why we're not out there is because we've run out of reasons to be out there, at least right now. You think that you're joining something in unification, as has been exemplified time and time again, only to find out that if and when the change that you're actually protesting for happens, everybody resorts back to their corners and let the chips fall where they fall. And they usually fall in your favor, white people, and black people usually, as of late, still suffer whatever it is that they were. Armed guards are on the steps of the Capitol when it's Black Lives Matter. 2 or 3 police are on the steps of the Capitol on January 6th. I still don't know how y'all made it past January 6th, but that's a very strong case in point. January 6th, and you still turned around and voted for that man. We don't trust y'all. I don't trust y'all. And it's not about Kamala. I've heard that too. We're upset because Kamala didn't win. We're not that small thinking. Yeah, we were not happy about the fact that she lost because we knew it was going to come to this. When you go in a China shop and you break something, you have to pay for it. And we're sick and tired of helping y'all pay for stuff that you broke, only to take it and beat us over the head with it after the fact. I really don't know how this comes together because, you know, part of me says, yeah, we need to be doing something. But the other part of me says, but not at the expense of us losing and you gaining. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of losing, working hard, and still losing. You're still making laws in these different states that oppose black people. It is the strangest thing that the people with the least are the most attacked. It says a lot to me. It really does. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Well, it wasn't a picnic because we know the original meaning of the word picnic. It wasn't a picnic. But I hope you enjoyed your outing this weekend. I hope you were the change that you want to see in the world. But I don't know what it's going to take for us. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't.
All right, so I saw the April 5th protest. A lot of people out, really good. Very happy that it didn't look like the police did too much. I heard about some instances, but overall, it was pretty good. But I also do want to acknowledge that it was very telling that the police weren't wearing riot gear. They weren't antagonizing protesters. Again, I'm very happy that nothing happened, but I think that this is just really the stark difference between a majority white protest versus majority black protest, and how the police prepare accordingly, and how the government prepares accordingly, how cities prepare accordingly. It's just disappointing that whenever black people want to protest things, the police response is starkly different, and the way that they treat us is really just truly inhumane. And you can see that these protests are a prime example of that. With a majority white protest, they are very, very calm, very respectful. But whenever it's black people, they love to use any sort of excuse to justify their violence. And I want to reiterate that I do like the overall intent of these protests. But I have to admit that I am disappointed as a black American in this country.
Hi, everybody. I just came on to remind everybody this protest that's going on tomorrow. Do not get involved in that. That is just a ploy in order to get us outside, and so that man could unleash the police against us and to hurt us and to declare martial law. Do not go outside. We are at rest, people. Don't get goaded into going outside and getting yourself involved in something that we have nothing to do with. We did our thing on November 5th, and unfortunately it didn't work out, but we don't have no business being outside. Okay? Have a good day.
One of the many reasons why That movement that happened, the hands-off movement happened this past Saturday, we call performative at best. It's because, see, I remember the Black Lives Matter movement. It was spring of 2020, and the Black Lives Matter movement erupted all the way until the summer of 2020 when George Floyd was brutally murdered, right? And I was out there in those streets, and we stayed resilient, despite having other people coming into our protest, purposely sabotaging it and purposely antagonizing the police, right? I mean, they would come far, far, far away just to throw rocks at the police so the news media will cover it as though our peaceful protest was filled with nothing but menaces, thugs, hoodlums. They called us everything but peaceful, And so despite all that, we still stayed out there, sun up to sundown, until in most cities they enacted a curfew. You know what I'm saying? Monday through Sunday, we never, ever, ever, ever took a break. Our movement erupted. Every day we marched. No justice, no peace. Every day we protested. It even happened all across the world because we, rightfully so, needed him to get justice. And he did eventually. So when you talk about our protests, being on the front lines, and during those times, it was a few activists that I knew that were hit with rubber bullets. I myself was hit with the tear gas and stuff like that multiple times. I would leave work and go straight to my local protest and join on the front line. Put my life on the front line because that's something that I truly believed in. So the protest that y'all did Saturday, it doesn't even match the energy. You guys had numbers in your favor, but then you squandered it. If you really wanted to make an effective change, then you would not be talking about bouncy houses and taking and eating cucumber sandwiches and bringing your toddlers to the doggone protest, especially when it's something as serious as what inmate number Trump has done to this economy and the world economy for that. And then you wouldn't just stop at one free Saturday afternoon. You would still be out there, especially during the weekday, organizing at your local Capitol buildings and state buildings. You will be doing this shit right now. If this really mattered to you, then you would be willing to sacrifice your work week to make sure and to ensure that your voices are being heard. Most people on Saturdays, they're off work. Yeah, you had the numbers in your favor. But then, what else is no substance? I don't even believe in what you're saying. So if I don't, then what make you think that whoever you thought you were talking to gives a damn? We all know where inmate number Trump was on Saturday. So, this is why as community and as a collective, Black people, we can't stand by y'all. Y'all not even serious. You're not even taking this shit serious, man. And it's sad because now all this shit is in your hands and whatever happens, happens. In the meantime, we're going to continue to keep our Black asses from out there. You got it. I doubt it. Anyway, my thoughts, my opinion only. Carry on.
Just a wee bit more about the protests that were held yesterday. I saw some news coverage and I kept hearing the same sentiment that, oh my God, the protests were so peaceful. Oh my God, they were so peaceful. No violence. What are you trying to say? Say it. Say it with your whole chest. But I can tell you what you want to say and why you shouldn't say it. The color of my skin, this brown melanated skin, elicits fear, irrational thoughts, phobias, judgment, criticisms. You already look at me and people that look like me and assume things about us. We're inherently violent and we're always up to no good. So if we Black people have showed up in mass number like yesterday, automatically there's police. there's no conversation to be had, the police are coming. And they're going to over-police and provoke. So then something that we wanted to be peaceful may not be peaceful because you won't let it. We want to be peaceful. But sometimes, just because the color of this skin, people won't let us be. So I don't want to hear anything about it being peaceful. I've been protesting since I was a young girl with my mother. I've never been a part of a rally or a protest that was violent. Ever. So just understand what you're saying or not saying. We want it to be peaceful. Let us go out there in mass number and protest peacefully without you sending police our way because you're just so threatened by this, right? Okay, that's it.
Okay, so here we are at the end of the video, and I just want to take a moment to, say this, because I am 38 years old today, and I've just learned that there are white folks who genuinely believed that there was something wrong with Black Americans for trying to escape slavery. Let that sink in. Okay, so people thought something was wrong with Black Americans for not wanting to be owned, for not wanting to be beaten, sold, raped, separated from their children, and treated as property. They thought they were the problem because they wanted freedom. Let that sink in as well. If that doesn't tell you anything you need to know about the mindset Black Americans have been up against for centuries, I don't know what will. See, this conversation about the hands-off protest isn't about one event. It's about the bigger picture. It's about how this country, the US, refuses to take responsibility for the pain and trauma it's caused and continues to cause Black people every single day. Let's be clear. White Americans, palm color Americans created this problem. So palm color needed to fix this problem, okay? It is not up to Black Americans to keep pleading in the streets, begging for humanity. They've done that already. And what did they get? Ear gases, rubber bullets, mass arrests, misinformation, and more trauma than we can imagine to unpack in one video. During the Black Lives Matter protests, the world watched. We watched Black Americans cry for justice, for basic humanity, dignity, and still they were painted as threats. They were criminalized. They were haunted in real time. On live TV, I saw that. I saw the George Floyd incident and what followed. The world saw that. So when the hands-off protests came around and the crowd looked different, because the black shade was missing from there. There were a bit of here and there. The tone felt peaceful, right? That wasn't an accident. That was because Black people said not this time, and not because they were scared, not because they were tired. But because they were tired. Because enough is enough, right? There comes a time when constantly putting your body on the front lines becomes too heavy a price to pay for a country that refuses to see your worth. That's the word Black Americans carry every day. And that's the truth behind the so-called peacefulness of that protest. It wasn't peaceful because tension eased. It wasn't peaceful because justice was served. It was peaceful because Black Americans sat this one out. They've protested. They voted. They marched. They've cried. They've knelt. They've chanted. They've tried to have the right tone. They've risked their jobs, their safety, their lives over and over again just to be heard. So the next time you feel the urge to ask why Black Americans didn't show up for the hands-off protest, refer to the to the history back, refer to the BLM, refer to how quickly a peaceful moment turns violent the minute Black Americans are involved. Because deep down, many of them know their protests are not seen the same way, their voices are not received the same way, and their pain is not validated the same way. There's no real safety net for them when they show up, and they're tired of sacrificing themselves to prove that they matter. So maybe the new protest is preserving themselves. Maybe silence is the statement. Maybe sitting out is still showing up, just in a different and more powerful way, because they're not there to perform struggle or request for bouncy houses, you know. They're not there to keep being unalived on, I'm trying to use words that will not have me flagged, okay? Being unalived on camera for people to maybe start caring. They're there to exist, to protect their peace, to love their families, to rest, to heal, to choose life over the trauma that this system keeps trying to force them on. I hope this video gave you something to think about, whether you're Black and feeling validated, or you're non-Black and feeling called to dig deeper. These conversations matter. They have to continue, because we cannot heal what we keep pretending isn't broken. So I want to hear from you guys. I want you to, let me know what you think about this video. Did something in it challenge you? I'm open for corrections. Yeah, let me know what you think about this. Drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please make sure you do. Turn on that notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you'll be notified. Yes, please help me push these videos out. I don't know why YouTube has put my videos on. I don't know, they're not getting a lot of views. I don't understand. It was never like this. So make sure you watch and share this video. Take care of yourself and stay safe.